I bought that house because it was cheap. By the first night, I understood the deal. It doesn't trap ghosts. It replays a family like a broken tape that won't stop. My name is Daniel Carter, 32, divorced, no kids. I came to Millbrook, Pennsylvania to disappear, hoping a quiet town could drown out my past. I wanted silence, space, a place where nobody knew my face. The realtor said the house had been empty for 15 years, like time forgot it on purpose. She said the last family just left. No forwarding address, no explanation. She didn't ask questions. Neither did I. I was too desperate to care. I thought isolation would heal me. Instead, that house used my loneliness like a key, turning it, slowly, until something inside me clicked open. At night, the quiet felt heavy, like wet cloth over my mouth. I could hear my heartbeat. And sometimes, swear to God, a second one, somewhere deeper. Upstairs were 3 bedrooms. I used one. The other 2 stayed shut. Not because I decided it, because every time I reached for the knobs, my hand stopped. I can't explain it. Opening those doors felt like crossing a line you can't uncross, like the house was saying, "Not yet," in a language made of dread. I told myself it was just old wood settling, old pipes, old drafts, but the feeling in my gut wasn't superstition, it was recognition, like I'd been here before. Chess. It started small, footsteps overhead when nobody was upstairs, doors I closed standing open, a faucet running at 3 a.m. like someone washing hands that weren't there. I blamed stress, lack of sleep, my own mind. Then I found the drawings, Aeon lines on the walls like a child had been trapped there, with nothing else to do. 4 stick figures over and over. A mother, a father, a boy, a girl, same house, same pose, same dead little son in the corner of each page. Again. But every face was scratched out in hard black spirals, and beneath one drawing in shaky kid handwriting, a single word, again. Like a command, like a warning. Then the nights got louder. A woman humming downstairs, a man's heavy steps in the hall, and children giggling, whispering, until the laughter snapped into crying mid-breath. One night I grabbed a flashlight and went down. Each step groaned like it hated me. I reached the bottom, and the air changed. Colder, sweeter, like someone had been cooking. In the kitchen, the table was set for 4. Plates, glasses, silverware perfectly placed. Steam rising from the food, fresh, hot, inside a house that should have been empty. I hadn't cooked. I didn't even own that food. I backed away, and a shadow slid across the wall behind me, moving wrong, like it belonged to another person. By morning, I was digging through archives, missing reports, anything. I needed names, dates, a reason, because if I could explain it, maybe I could survive it. The Harlow family, Margaret, Thomas, and their kids, Emma and Jacob, disappeared in 1998. No goodbye, no bodies, just a normal life. Cut clean out. No signs of struggle, no blood, no broken windows. It wasn't a crime scene, it was a vanish scene. Like reality itself opened a door and swallowed them whole. But here's the thing. Neighbors said the house stayed alive after they were gone. Voices, laughter, arguments, plates clattering, like the family never stopped living, just stopped being seen. They heard chairs scrape, silverware click, a dad shouting, a mom whispering, a whole dinner playing through the walls every night, like the house was stuck on repeat. That's when it hit me. This wasn't haunting, it was playback. The house wasn't holding spirits, it was running a loop, forcing a family to relive itself forever. That night I packed fast. 1 bag, keys in my fist. I reached the front door, felt air from outside, and then a voice behind me said my name like it owned me. Soft, sweet, almost motherly. Daniel, where are you going? My blood turned to ice. Nobody in that town knew me. Nobody in that house should have known me. Shake. In the hallway mirror, she stood behind me. Pale skin, vintage dress, and a smile that never warmed her eyes. I didn't scream. I ran like prey that finally smelled it. Chapter 7. I barricaded my bedroom door with anything I could move. Dresser, chair, my hands shaking so hard I dropped the lamp. And still, the house sounded calm, patient. Tight. Then the room began to rewind. Paint faded into older paint. Wallpaper bled through. The air smelled like cigarette smoke and lemon cleaner, like I'd stepped into somebody else's year. Time. The door opened by itself. Furniture slid aside like it was weightless. A man in a gray suit stepped in, eyes empty, and said, flat as stone, "You're late for dinner, Daniel." Passa. I tried to scream. Nothing came out. Not even a whisper. My throat moved, my lungs burned, but the sound was gone, and the world blinked, and I was seated at the table. They were El there, mother, father, 2 kids with hollow eyes, smiling, watching me like I'd finally come home. The room looked 1950s clean, but the corners felt rotten, too. Margaret slid a plate toward me. The food was alive, with rot, with maggots. Her voice stayed gentle. "Eat, Daniel. You're part of the family now." The kids giggled like it was a game. 3. I looked down at my hands. The skin was thinning, turning see-through. My veins faded. My fingerprints erased themselves. It wasn't dying. It was being edited out. In the curve of a spoon, my reflection changed. Slick hair, 1950s clothes, eyes flat and dead. My face went blank like the house had copied me and saved the new file. That's when I understood. The Harlows didn't leave. They were absorbed, stored, replayed, and now the loop had room for one more seat, my smile. 3 months later, the house was back on the market. Fresh paint, trimmed lawn, a big for sale sign like a joke, like the place could wipe itself clean whenever it wanted. A young couple toured it with 2 kids. They laughed, imagining birthdays, holidays, normal life. The mom said, "It's perfect. The kids will love it here." I watched from the kitchen, unseen. I tried to warn them. I tried to move, to shout, to throw something, anything, but I couldn't. I was just a shadow at the table, trapped in a scene I couldn't rewrite. All I could do was replay. The house doesn't trap ghosts, it traps moments, and it uses families like fuel. And as the new footsteps climbed the stairs, the loop began again. Their laughter filled the hallway. My mouth pulled into that same empty smile, and in my head a final line played. Soft, certain, unavoidable. "Welcome home."